A scene from the film A Memory in Khaki takes viewers into the middle of an actual Syrian battlefield. Over 300,000 people have died in the war in Syria since 2011. 6 million people have been forced to flee their homes. What brought about this tragic situation, and what do the stories of the refugees tell us? We take a look at what the film reveals.
The film was made by Alfoz Tanjour. He's a Syrian director who fled the country in 2012. He's now based in Austria, where he creates documentaries. Last week, he won a prestigious award for the film at the Yamagata Documentary International Film Festival.
Over the course of his career, Alfoz has shown the suffering of Syrians in an oppressed society. In his 2007 short fictional film titled A Little Son, he tells the tragic story of a daughter whose father is an anti-establishment journalist. A Memory in Khaki, shot over the course of 3 years, is his latest work. NHK World's Kaori Hizme spoke with Alfoz about what he hopes to convey with the film.
Last week, Alfoz arrived in Japan for the first time. He had been invited to the Yamagata International Documentary Film Festival. But he worried about whether audiences would come to see a film about the situation in Syria.
For today, I'm really excited. But I wish that some people will come in this early morning. I'm a little bit like worried.
To his relief, the theater filled up, and the film had an impact on many audience members.
It was good to see it. We've been hearing about the Islamic State group over the past 2 or 3 years, but after seeing this film, I realized the situation there is a lot more complicated than I thought.
I think the fact that the director is a refugee himself really added to the depth of the film.
More than just showing the destruction that has ravaged the country, Alfoz wanted to try and find what was behind it.
All those shocking images coming from Syria, the dead bodies in streets or destroyed towns. I thought it might be better to seek the roots of this, to go a little bit to the past and to dig more, you know, in our memories to find those reasons.
Testimony from Syrian refugees living abroad is a key part of the film. It begins by depicting life under the Assad regime. It is a world painted in khaki, the color of the military uniforms. Howard is a Syrian artist, now living in France as a refugee. His father was killed by the military during a massacre against the anti-government rebels in the 1980s.
هذا اللون قتل أبي. عذب أبي، مو بس قتل أبي، عذب أبي، عذب أولاد المدينة، قتل الناس القراب، خلى أمي تبكي، خلى مدينتي تبكي.
During the Arab Spring, the anger and hate that had built up under Assad erupted. Then the civil war broke out. It's now in its 7th year. The film depicts the desperation of those forced to leave their homes and families. A mother is one of them. She's a translator now living in Finland. Hunted by the military, she had to leave Syria without even getting the chance to tell her family.
إنه خلص أنا طلعت أنا صرت ببلد تاني ماني يعني الشغلة لا تعقل. بس يمكن بنفس هاي اللحظة بدون ما انتبه انقطع شيء اسمه حبل سري. هذا الحبل السري اللي بيلتف على رقبة الجنين وبيموت بيختنق كان عم يلتف بهاللحظات حول رقبته.
One scene from the film shows the forest in winter, suggesting the inner landscape of the refugees. It's overlaid with the voices of politicians.
That is not just a matter of one nation's internal affairs. It breeds human suffering on an order of magnitude that affects us all.
Хочу сейчас ни с кем дискутировать, но хочу отметить, мы не стремимся к какому-то лидерству в Сирии. В Сирии может быть только один лидер – сирийский народ.
Alfoz implies that international meddling has made the situation in Syria worse.
Russia, America, and the West, all of them have something in Syria. All of them, they wanted to share something from this cake. Everyone wants his piece. So from that scene, I want to say, all the world sharing this now. It's kind of the Third World War, somehow, but the Syrian making this war.
The film shows European train stations packed with people fleeing the destruction. Although they have left Syria, the refugees cannot escape the sounds of its battlefields. Alfoz is also a refugee. His mother stayed in Syria. He hasn't seen her in 6 years.
Our garden, back home.
His calls and messages back home feel like his only connection to his country. He tells his mother about the award.
Congratulations, and I'm thanking God that you took this prize, and I wish you all the best. And I will just send 2 hearts. She sent again this, and then some flowers.
A memory in Khaki has won high acclaim for its extraordinary use of color. Throughout the film, red objects stand out in the world of Khaki. A red balloon, a red pomegranate. The color symbolizes both blood and the people's resistance. A fictional young boy also appears in the film. His story integrated with the testimony of refugees. In one segment, he secretly wears a red t-shirt under his khaki uniform. But he is hunted by a sniper because of it. In the final scene, he dashes through a meadow wearing the red t-shirt. What was Alfoz trying to convey through this image?
I left in this film one tiny hope. I didn't make that child to be dead. I mean, the sniper, he shot, but we didn't know if he died or not. I just closed the picture here. I want the people to imagine that boy is still safe. He managed to run away from this sniper. This sniper couldn't kill him. He's still running with this red t-shirt in this green field toward freedom.
Although Alfoz is no longer in his homeland, his films express the sentiments of many Syrians. He says that even if the current situation seems lost, there is still a glimmer of hope ahead.
I just want this blood to be stopped, this war to be stopped. And so at least we can get back, to see our houses. The people can recommunicate again. As a filmmaker, I have a lot to do, like to speak about those people, to express them in a cinematic way, and to share my story and their stories with the whole world. Yeah.
The film has also been shown at festivals in Europe and elsewhere, receiving accolades in several countries.
Alfoz is now working on a new film. It's about a family that splits up fleeing the Syrian revolution.
And we'll be looking forward to that.